Uh-oh. Okay, so it looks like I changed the titles of the streams, technically, both. Yep, changed both. Cool. Not going over. I will go over the article today, but just not quite at the moment. I just want to chill. Probably do a Savathun Spire. And maybe an Onslaught, because, you know, the drops were increased. So, yeah. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But at the moment, it's not what we're focused on, you know? What am I hearing? I'm going crazy, dude. Okay. Oh, yo, what's up? Yeah, I liked most of the article. There's a couple things I got a few problems with. But yeah, we'll talk about it probably a little bit. I'll be back in a second, but then we'll do a Savathun Spire, an Onslaught run, then we'll probably get into that article. Pretty late from when it came out, but, you know. And I'll probably talk about it throughout too, but I'll be back in a second. Alright. I have returned. Yeah, we're just going to do a quick Savathun Spire. We have all the stuff from Riven's Lair, so there's no point in doing that. But, you know, Savathûn Spire, we still got stuff to get from there. And then Onslaught drops were increased, so. There's that. I am excited to see tomorrow's article going over exotic armor. I kind of wish that came out a different day, so we had today's article, TWAB, another article. Or like the 2 articles and then the TWAB, but it is what it is. We're just... It doesn't feel like they're separating them enough from each other, you know what I mean? Huh? What live stream? Is Bungie doing a live stream tomorrow? I won't be. I'm busy tomorrow, but... Oh, really? Oh... I don't know how I didn't catch that. Oh, yeah, I remember. It's for the, like, dev insights, right? They're going over that? Yeah. 2-parter. I forgot about that already. It was announced this morning, I already forgot.
Transfer the arc charge to each crystal.
But I'm pretty confident that Ursa Furiosa is getting a rework or some sort of buff. Very confident. Oh, god damn it, Arcane Needle. Oh my god. There's one nerf off the top of my head. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming, because in the prismatic exotic, there's Spirit of the Bear, Ursa is Bear, and then it makes your unbreakable aspect give super energy, so I'm pretty... Unless it's just a nod to what Ursa Furiosa does for Sentinel Shield, I think it's going to get that. And I'm not as, like, oh my god. Like, I am willing to almost put money. I'm almost willing to put money on Ursa getting a rework. Less confident, but I think it could happen. I think Caress of the Falling Star might see one. I think there's a chance for it. Especially because Prismatic has Thunder Crash and not Fists of Havoc. Which, I was shocked that wasn't in the ability article. I was expecting some mention of Fists of Havoc or Spectral Blades. Even, what's the garbage? I mean, all the Voidwalker supers are bad, but like, the roaming super for Voidwalker? That is, like, one of the worst supers in the game.
Divine's light to the ritual circle.
Nova Warp? Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's called. I mean, yeah, whether or not Ursas get buffed, it's gonna be a Banner Shield meta, and I'm here for it. I'd much rather have Banner Shield be meta than Well of Radiance or even Bubble. So. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a full rework. I think it's still gonna have what it does now. I just think they might add the unbreakable aspect to it, like in the prismatic exotic.
Let them know fear.
Personally, yeah, I mean, Saint 14, the Helm of Saint 14 is going to be a little better. Quicksilver, I wouldn't say it's OP anymore. It's just like more in line with other exotic primaries, but it's still really good. It's not Sunshot. Sunshot's top. But, you know, it's up there. I think in the final shape it might be better than Sunshot though. Sunshot's getting nerfed. Quicksilver's just getting the standard exotic primary nerf that we're all getting, so. Yeah, not Quicksilver. Yeah, Bubble nerf it felt so unnecessary. I know it's for PvP mostly, but I wish they would have given it something for PvE. 'Cause that's rough. Oh, the exotic primary nerf? I thought it was 10%. Because I thought they were going from 40% against red bars to 30%. Oh, Sunshot's nerf is 7%. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to be terrible, but I think Quicksilver would probably be better. The Sunshot's been broken, though. Like, for a while. I think it got a small buff this year, but it's always been pretty good since Warmind. It's been, like, usable. Like, solidly. Yeah, Sunshot's been really good for... I know this whole year, basically, and I think it got another buff this year. Last year it was good.
Was the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah, utility versus ad clear. Which Sunshot will still be really good for that. Same with Trinity Ghoul. I saw a bunch of people asking why Trinity Ghoul was getting nerfed with that big pass over weapons. Like, Trinity Ghoul's still really good. It doesn't get as much shine as Sunshot or Graviton. Yeah, Season of the Lost, that's right. It just, you know, kept getting better because they kept buffing it too. That 40% exotic primary damage against red bars is crazy. But yeah, Quicksilver does have more utility, like, flat out. The grenades are great. Even if they're going to deal less damage, it's still better for champion clear than Sunshot is. Oh, yeah. Sunshot crashing game. Graviton could do it too, right? Big thing that surprised me about the article, there was no nerf to Woven Mail. I was honestly expecting Woven Mail to get hit.
So, what's that washed-up worm doing now?
If you mean Asa, she went back into hibernation. Sloan is monitoring her. There's been no sign of any lingering effects since her pact with Eris concluded.
Headstone.
Why? I know you're not.
If that was a primary, it wouldn't be too bad of a roll. Not gonna lie.
Queen's orders.
You don't know why, do you?
It's need to know.
Let me make sure Spotify doesn't jump scare me. Okay. That would suck if Spotify just randomly turned on. But yeah, I think the balance changes are pretty decent. There's a couple that are goofy. God, those bubble changes are rough. There was something oh yeah, I thought Solar would have gotten hit harder, like generally, like the neutral game of Solar. I thought Solar Titan was gonna get nerfs. Nope. I wasn't expecting that. I thought Sunspots were gonna get a nerf. They kind of did, but
Your opponents will come for your life.
you know,
Guard it fiercely.
I thought Solar Titan was gonna get hit. So yeah, after this onslaught, I'll go over the article. And I've already read it, so like, I'm not going to read it word for word. I'll just kind of summarize a lot of the parts. But tomorrow we see exotic changes. So I just want to ask, what are some expectations people have for exotics to get changed? Like reworks, buffs, nerfs. What are we feeling? What exotics are we feeling are getting changed? I already said mine. Mine's Ursa Furiosa. I think it's gonna get you know, the ability to synergize with the new Titan aspect. What the fuck? Also, I want to see the 3 exotics they showed off yesterday. Like, what do they do? Is the exotic perk of the speaker mask I can be toxic in chat and not get banned?
Another battle won. On to the
Oh,
next.
you motherfucker. If I can hit him in the chest. Yeah, bro, we're getting the speaker mask on Warlock. That's a new helmet. Do we know what it does? No. So I'm assuming it's just cosmetic and they won't let you get banned for being toxic in text chat. That's my dream. That's my dream for it. Will it happen? No. Also, next week, I usually try to stream twice a week. I don't know if I'm going to stream Destiny, but I'll probably on Twitch and my other YouTube channel stream some multiverses because it comes out Tuesday, and I'm really hyped about it. And then after that, it's going to be Final Shape pretty consistently, so.
This is a gauge of pure combat potential. Make me proud.
Guys, we get more scrap from throwing these. Elk, have you seen the changes that they announced today? Because I know I sent you, what, two of them? I don't think I said the specific changes, but I just said that things got nerfed. Ah. Yeah, after this Onslaught run, I'm probably going to go over the article and summarize it. Yeah. I just realized we're getting 3 exotic armor pieces at least per class for Final Shape. That's good. That's good. That's the most we've had since Forsaken. That's good, Bungie. Even though one's a prismatic exotic and it's not necessarily required. Like, I could think of builds of pre-existing exotics for prismatic that are maybe gonna be slappers, at least fun. But, you know. Oh my god, fuck Shriekers. Yeah, fuck this shit.
Hard-fought victory, Guardian.
Shield, Sky Bomber. a weird thing that just came to mind. I normally don't talk about leaks at all. And this isn't a Destiny leak, so it you know. It still doesn't make it, like, you know, different or anything. But did you see that Valve is making a 6v6 hero shooter? And there's like 18 minutes of footage that got leaked. Because that happened.
Victory is a matter of
Of course, there is a chance that gameplay was somehow fake. But like that's fucking crazy, dude. They can't make Team Fortress 3, but they can do that. Can't make Half-Life 3, but they could do that. Well, goofy thing is, it happened at the same time as Marvel Rivals going into closed alpha. So, like, that is probably just a crossing of those streams. I think it's an internal alpha or beta. Maybe it is a closed beta. Maybe. Like, there's a chance, and I just don't know what I'm talking about. But, like, they haven't even announced it. So I don't think it is a closed beta. Maybe like an alpha, but it looks like kind of way too polished to be a fucking alpha. I'm gonna be real.
I love it.
Not that Marvel Rivals, which went into closed alpha testing, looks bad. It looks like it has its issues, like as a game, which what game doesn't, but... And it is not optimized whatsoever from what I've seen. True. And I also heard... I think this is false. I mean, I think it might be true that Microsoft offered to buy Valve. I don't think Valve would go through with it. I don't... unless the price was, like, more than what Activision was. I don't think there's any way. Is Valve tied to Steam? Like, I know they're Gabe Newell, but... I guess they are, yeah. Because, like, I don't see any way Microsoft could get away with buying Steam, like the Steam store. I don't see that happening, like, legally. It shouldn't happen. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Unless Epic Game Store just, like, pops off, and then GOG pops off in the States. Because I think that's more popular in Europe than it is here. But I just don't see any of that happening. Steam is way too good. And Epic Game Store crashes. And it has a shitty UI. No, Epic's its own thing. Epic's its own company. If Microsoft bought Valve and Steam, they would have like 3 or 4 online storefronts for video games. Because they'd have the Windows Store. They'd have Xbox Game Pass, which is kind of its own store type thing. They'd have Steam, if that went through, which I don't see a world where it could legally happen. But, you know, sometimes that really doesn't matter. Probably should heal the decoy. I mean, from the last thing I heard, he's only at like 25% owner of Valve now. So like he still is, I believe, the majority shareholder. But you know, it's still an employee-owned company. So ultimately it's up to the employees, and I don't think they would run to Microsoft. If they wanted job security, I don't think they go to Microsoft. How did... What the fuck is this game? Did that not make it in? But the other one did. Kidding me? You're kidding me?
Best your opponents and survive. Victory is a matter of will.
Yeah. Like, Gabe Newell is just that guy. And if Microsoft bought Valve, there's probably no shot Steam decks are still made. At least to the quality they are now. Because they would probably be ran on I mean, it wouldn't be a new version of Windows 8, but it would be a spiritual successor to Windows 8. Because it'd be for mobile platforms, like tablets. Just like Windows 8. Because I don't think there's a world where Microsoft has it run on Linux anymore. If that happened. I don't think it could legally happen in the States. Legally. Which, again, sometimes doesn't mean much. Yeah, they would remove SteamOS because... You know, they want their fucking spyware and adware on there. Also, weird thing, but I don't think Microsoft Copilot should be forced, and I don't think it should be opt-out. I think it should be opt-in, because the only people that would really know how to take advantage of a service like that would be the ones that want that service. Like, it serves no use to people that don't already know how to prompt AI. Because you can't just tell AI to do something. It's legitimately too stupid. You have to know how to prompt it. So something like Microsoft Copilot has no genuine use unless you already use AI and machine learning tools like that. I don't know why it's forced. It's genuine. They could throw it in Office 365, so you have to pay for it.
Execute all targets and make sure you're still standing when the dust settles.
Yeah, like, again, if you know how to use it, it's a quality tool, but the average consumer has no use for it, and it just harvests your data. That's all it does. And then they sell it. It's goofy. God, we cooked his ass. Do I have my bait and switch Apex on me? No, I'm not carrying it anymore then.
Your light is
I should probably
blistering.
grab it.
It's no wonder gods fall before you.
What happened to my mountaintop attunement? I'm moving my Apex. Yeah. So do the increased drops from Onslaught not care about your attunement? Because I'm almost certain I'm attuned to Mountaintop. Actually, just thinking about it, with Well and Bubble getting nerfed, I know Sentinel Banner Shield is gonna be strong. But like, have we thought about oh my god, I can't think of the name of them. The Shadowkeep Titan boots that buff or give your allies the benefits of sunspots. Make them with a blade, fuck. Ooh. Oh, fuck you! My bad. My bad. My bad. What happened to third person? They just leave? Bro said I did 20 waves. I'm a dip. No. Oh, we got 3 people now. Sick, sick, sick.
Best your opponents and survive. Victory is a matter of will.
All right, let's go. I probably should have grabbed that tangle. Nice.
A triumph in tactics.
That's why we use the Wanderer, boys. That right there. Okay. Easy. Oh god.
This is a gauge of pure combat potential. Make me proud.
Bro, Captain Caveman, no. Bro just fell in the fucking pit. Why is he using ACDs? Like, I know they got buffed, but they're still bad, right? Oh, I thought I could do enough damage. I'm actually dumb. If I was on Titan, yeah, that would have. Do I just not have my fucking attunement? Is that gone?
How you ran through that like it was a game. You sly bastard.
Kill clip, kill clip. You know, I kind of fuck with that a little bit. Kind of fuck with that. How many points I got? 10k? Okay. I think I could fully upgrade that one into a Shax. Okay, I'll get on the next one. I was just gonna let bro do some shit, you know? Hey yo, a hammerhead? Where the fuck are my mountaintops? I swear to God I'm attuned. Got me questioning every life choice I've ever made. Holy shit. All right. Yeah! Heal that Shax. Oh my god, Tormentor. Has everyone seen the final cutscene for the season? Another Shax. Okay. We're cruising. That got a little scary with Tormentor, not gonna lie. But you know, we're chilling. Come on. Did they just get rid of the Splinter event? Because I haven't had one in a minute. Hey, how are you?
This is a gauge of pure combat potential. Make me proud.
Excited for final shape. Did I just whiff that grapple? I mean, I've played since launch for Destiny 2, and I played like pretty much since launch of D1. Oh, why'd I throw that? Oh, I don't have grapple, it's fine. Where am I going? Holy shit. I'm losing it. Hey, thanks for the follow. No grapple. No tangle. Don't even know how to rank up. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, I didn't even do the animation.
Total rout.
Do you mean like the season pass levels or like light levels? Because the it's power levels now. Power levels are getting reworked in 2 weeks. Oh, Guardian. I forget about Guardian ranks. I don't even. Yeah. I don't know how Guardian ranks really work because I've been playing for a long time. So as soon as because they only came out last year, they gave me level 6 to start off with. Or rank 6. So I just really didn't care enough to get any higher than 7. Hey, how are you? We'll be going over the ability changes article probably after this game of Onslaught. But yeah, I don't fully understand Guardian ranks. I think it's a really not great system. Didn't mean to super that. I'm terrible. I'm washed. If you're doing New Light, I know New Light is honestly one of the worst tutorials I've ever seen in a video game. Like, it's genuinely bad. Did not know that guy was there. I am washed. And, yeah. I'll have to look into it, because I didn't have to go through New Light. The system used to be different. I'm assuming you're in the Cosmodrome right now? Like, Earth?
Best your opponents and survive. Victory is a matter of will.
So are you trying to get into PvP? Do you choose to skip New Light or play through it? Holy shit. I should have placed Rift. I missed all those rockets. Wash does not begin to describe me right now. Bro, I am in the laundromat. Let's go bait and switch. Ow. Hey, mountaintop. In the Cosmodrome. So, do you know if you've completed the first mission? It should be called like A Guardian Rises. I think. I honestly don't know. Lightfall or Final Shape? Final Shape releases... It's the expansion coming out in 2 weeks. Lightfall has been out for a year, which, if you have PlayStation Plus and if you're on PlayStation right now playing, Lightfall expansion is free, so... Computer. Okay. So, honestly, that just depends. Like, the subclass I'm using right now for my abilities and stuff, that is from Lightfall. But generally, it's not the greatest expansion. Final Shape is looking to be pretty good. But, you know, with Steam Summer Sale, expect big sales on things. Usually, a couple weeks after an expansion drops, they make every expansion on sale. So, like, if you're asking about what to buy, I would wait until then to really do it. Okay, so, in my opinion, personally, I think Destiny 2 genuinely has one of the worst PvP modes of any FPS game. That is my genuine opinion on it. I don't like it. I used to be pretty good, but it just got to the point where it was just more frustrating than anything to play it. But if you want to play PvP, the mode you're looking for is called the Crucible. With the new light quest, you should go to the tower at some point and talk to someone named Shax, Lord Shax, and he's like the Crucible person. Right now I'm playing Onslaught. It's a PvE mode. But for PvP, if you want to get into PvE or PvP, if you want to play at the highest like level, that would be Trials of Osiris, which again it's in that Crucible menu. And for that you would need the latest expansion. So in 2 weeks, the Final Shape.
Execute all targets, and make sure you're still standing when the dust settles.
Place this here. Yeah, you should be playing PvE if you're not in the Crucible, or Gambit also has PvP in it, but just not the same. Yeah, if you're in the Cosmodrome, you're playing PvE. Oh, I'm not the Spark Runner? Okay, okay. But yeah, at some point, you'll get a jump ship and the ability to go to different destinations. If you can go to the tower, do it. Talk to Lord Shaxx, and I think that's how you open up Crucible. Well, let me see if I can. So finishing New Light will get you to rank 2, which you have to go to the tower, talk to the fucking tree there, and then you'll be level 2. I think it's 2 patrols after that. And dunk that. Sick. Holy shit. Ugh. But yeah, the game starts you off on PvE. This is a PvE game that has PvP in it.
Best your opponents and survive. Victory is a matter of will.
Placing the rally banner. Come on, team, let's go. Oh my god. Kinda. Like, I genuinely don't understand how ranks work. That is a new system, and they made veteran players rank 5 or 6. Like, right off the bat. So I just haven't had to deal with it, personally. Yeah, I play a lot of other games.
I have prevented
Like, genuinely,
extinction
I
of
make
a
content
defense
for
that was
Destiny 2
gentler
more than I
you.
play the game.
Fantastic work.
That's not a terrible roll. I don't want it. I'd rather use my crafted. Alright. And like I said, if you hate PvE and you are only going to play D2 for the PvP, play a different game. Like, genuinely, Destiny 2 PvP is not good. In my opinion, I think it's bad. I don't like it. Yeah, the new light quest is really bad. Like, it is the same thing repeatedly. The expansions are better about that. Like, Lightfall, story-wise, not great. But the level design is pretty solid in all the missions. Witch Queen is solid all around. Hopefully Final Shape's great. That's what I'm hoping for. No, I don't like games like Counter-Strike. I'm not a fan. I played CSGO a little bit. Not much. I just played it as a joke. It's like, I'm not having fun, but it's still better than Valorant. I'm just not a fan of it. But Multiverses coming out Tuesday, I'm hyped for that. That's what I'm excited for. Valorant takes everything I don't like about CSGO and then turns it into a hero shooter, which are hit or miss. Overwatch 2, genuinely not a great game. Like, sometimes it's fun, but it's just not, it doesn't feel fun to play, especially as a tank. And then Paladins, Champions of the Realm, that shit got a soft, you know, That shit kind of slaps. But I'm not a huge fan of tactical shooters. Other than like Rainbow Six Siege, I enjoy that, but only that. I just don't like CS:GO or Valorant. It's just not like stimulating enough for me to want to play it. And CS:GO is better in that. But Valorant genuinely, to me, just looks like everyone's a bot. Like when you see like any skill level of Valorant gameplay, it just looks like a bot is playing the game. And it's just like, is this bot dog shit or not? That's what it looks like to me. I don't understand it, and I don't have fun. I've tried both, and I don't like either one. I just don't like that style. Rogue Company, though, similar kind of in third person. That shit kind of slaps. I do like Rogue Company. It's pretty fun. But it emphasizes the fun more than the other two, in my opinion. It's just more of how I like to play games than CS:GO or Valorant is. Because I just like to fuck around. Alright. I think right now I'm going to go over the dev article that Bungie released today. Going over changes to... Oh my god. Misclick. A bunch of shit. Bunch of shit got changed for the final shape. Or it's coming out June 4th with the final shape. Ton of changes going on. So, I've already read this. But, yeah, I've already read it. So I'm going to be summarizing some of the stuff, not going to lie. So if you want a full, like, comprehensive breakdown, this isn't that. I'm just going to be talking about it lightly. So, Stasis, it's getting some changes here. Most of all, it's getting a keyword, which is Frost. Which, uptime-wise, will be really good, breaking it down. Basically, every time you pick up a Stasis shard, you get Frost Armor and a chunk of health. I think the chunk of health is only from the Harvest Aspects. Or I guess shards only do it when you have the Harvest Aspects, which, yeah. Shards aren't really being more implemented in fragments or anything, which is kind of a shame, but with those aspects, we're getting Frost Armor, chunks of health, stuff like that from them. So, you know, Frost Armor, is it a good keyword on its own? In my opinion, not really. Woven Mail, basically just as, if not more easy to get than Frost Armor will be. Because, spoiler alert, they're nerfing the Woven Mail fragment warding, threat of warding. If I remember right, they're nerfing duration by half. But Frost Armor has a 9-second timer on it, and it's a stacking damage resistance. Each stack is 4.5 and stacks up to 5 times normally without Whisper of Rhyme. So that puts it at like just under 25. It's like, yeah, just under 25% damage resistance at max stacks in PvE. PvP, it's 10% damage resistance, which is, again, that's not bad. But Whisper of Rhyme will let you go up to 8 stacks, which gets you in the 30s for damage resistance. Both lower than Woven Mail. Of course, Woven Mail doesn't protect against headshots whatsoever. So there's the difference. Yeah. So, like I said, Harvest Aspects, they're getting a buff in the sense that shards will give you health and frost armor. And yeah. Large stasis shards are going to be a thing from Grim Harvest and Tectonic Harvest. I don't think Glacial Harvest is getting it. Does Glacial Harvest have one? I genuinely don't know. But also there's going to be a global cooldown. So like all of them have cooldowns associated with the amount of shards you make. But now they're also going to have a global cooldown. So if a fire team makes... So if you have 3 behemoths and they all destroy stasis walls, you're not going to be swarmed with like 60 of them all at once. Because they are global, not local like all the other pickups. So that's a small change, which is probably fair. Renewal Grasp is getting a rework, which I thought would come in the exotic rework article tomorrow. But yeah, it's giving you frost armor for standing in the Duskfield grenade. I don't think the damage negation on enemies is changing. I think that's staying the same. And then Baldor's is getting rid of the stasis shard overshield from your Rift and Shatter. It's getting frost armor, which is a nice change. I'm assuming everything else about these is unchanged. Surprised we didn't see Icefall Mantles here, but maybe that's coming tomorrow. Who knows? They made 2 new fragments. Whisper of Chill. Stasis weapon final blows have a chance to make a shard, which is massive. That is massive. Whisper of Chains is getting a change. Yeah, it's shard generation. Like, I don't know why earlier I said there's not ways to make shards. There are. It's just a few of them. But yeah, it basically frost armor exists now, and shards are getting a little bit of buffs here and there. And then another new one. Basically what I said they should do for frost armor is actually here. So melee attacks, it's ACDC 0 feedback fence, but if you melee someone or they melee you, non-projectile melees, they get slowed, which is fine. Shatter's getting, honestly, a pretty big buff. This is a pretty decent buff to Shatter. Excited for that. Ice Flare Bolts are getting buffed, which is crazy, but I'm good with it. Honestly, the changes to Hunter are kind of banging. Stasis Hunter is going to be pretty good for PvE. And, I mean, Stasis Warlock has been for a while. It's just been, undermined. But it might be better now, so we'll have to see about that. Titan, I still think it's not going to be great. This change right here, all of this, the Diamond Lance stuff, was purely for Prismatic, 100%. So, there's that. Now, shattering stasis crystals on direct impact, that's massive. That's big. I like that. Well of Radiance and Ward of Dawn. This needed to happen. All of this is warranted and fine. I'm all good with the Well of Radiance nerf. This is goofy. That's goofy. Changing Armor of Light into Void Overshield, I'm fine with that. Void Overshield probably needs a buff. But, wow. Wow. It got gutted. They removed Weapons of Light and moved it to Helm of Saint 14. So here's my question. Is Weapons of Light on Helm of Saint 14 going to be Ward of Dawn's Weapons of Light, or will it be Banner Shields? Because it is the same name, but 2 different buffs. Ward of Dawn gave a 25%. Banner Shield gave a 45%. Best Warlock exotic right now. Making me think. It depends. It depends. Apotheosis Veil is really good right now. I think it'll be really good next season. Or, I guess with the final shape. So that one's up there. I know a lot of people really like Phoenix Protocol, and like it has its uses. I understand that, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Starfire Protocol, in my opinion, is a little better. Sunbracers, though. Sunbracers are really good. I like Lunafaction boots. A lot of people don't. I think they're pretty solid. It really just depends on the build you're going for. And with Well getting nerfed, that's throwing a lot of questions out there because, you know, this is all pretty much nerfs to Well of Radiance right here. So this is like, it's getting 2 buffs. You get Radiant for 8 seconds when you exit the well, and the initial heal is massively increased. So it's going to fully heal everyone in the area. But everything else about it, except for orbs from defeating enemies, is getting nerfed. Like, this is mostly nerfs. So that's Lunafaction's going down. Sunbracers probably won't be as good. Apotheosis Veil was really good on Strand, and it probably still will be. So it really just depends what content you're doing and what you want to run. The most fun Warlock exotic, that's completely up to you too. But yeah. I pick weird exotics. Like, a lot of people like... Controverse Hold. I'm not a huge fan of it because Chaos Accelerant itself is not a great aspect. So I would rather go with something like Briarbinds or Nezarec Sin. In higher end content, I just wouldn't run Voidwalker. So there's no point in running Controverse Hold in that case. Geomags are really good if you're not wanting to run well. Have to find a new build now. Yeah. I think Prismatic Warlock is going to be insane. I think it's going to be really good. So, if you are planning on buying the final shape, check out Prismatic Warlock. That thing is going to be insane. Needle Storm, great. And then you compare that with Feed the Void and Bleak Watchers. It's going to be a great subclass. Use healing grenades so you can give yourself restoration in a pinch. And Devour is going to give you more grenade energy. It's just going to be really good. So, you know. I think Warlock... I think nerfing well is a massive bonus for Warlocks. And also there's some pretty good buffs for Stasis. So you might look into Stasis alone as a subclass too. But this is crazy. This is crazy. Every single one of these lines is a nerf to Bubble. Okay, actually, it's all of these lines. All of this is a nerf to Bubble. That's crazy. I know it's broken in PvP. Don't get me wrong. I was expecting it to get nerfed for PvP, but I thought it would get a buff in PvE. Wow. It got gutted. There's no reason to use Word of Dawn, which means all my Titans out there, all my Titan friends, you know, big ups to Sentinel Shield. That thing is going to hit so hard right now, which is great. Ursa Furiosa stocks are up, okay? And I have a sneaking suspicion Ursa Furiosa is getting a buff tomorrow. They're going to announce it. I have a feeling. Also, kind of a PvP change more than anything, but they're changing how supers are generated. I'm not sure if... Yeah, they don't say whether it's PvE or PvP or both. But basically, the faster natural charge time ones won't have a massive advantage against the slower ones when it comes to actually playing the game and getting charged that way. So, that's big. Arc, though, there's still no reason to run any of this. Gathering Storm, better than Arc Staff. And the new super also looks better than Arc Staff. Disorienting Blow, I'd rather use Combination Blow with Lethal Current and Flow State. Like, there's these two won't do a lot to save them Like these two buffs. I don't think a 10-second cooldown reduction on disorienting blow is going to do much. Is it a garbage melee? No. But it's either run that or a, you know, combination blow, flow state, lethal current build with either Assassin's Cowl or Liar's Handshake, which deal massive damage and give you a lot of survivability. Tempest Strike and Disorienting Blow can't keep up with it. You know, stunning and blinding enemies is good, but it's not as good as killing them. So, here's some changes to Stormcaller. That's a massive change for Lightning Surge. And it's not meant for the fucking Arc Warlock. Let's be real here. The Lightning Surge on Arc Warlock is still gonna not be great. Because it's competing with Arc Souls and Electrostatic Mind. Both are pretty solid, if they weren't Arc. But Lightning Surge, this is for Prismatic. Being able to have 3 charges of it with Arcane Needle is insane. So, this is a great change for Prismatic. You can use it with Prismatic and it'll be solid. Ball Lightning's getting a buff. Doesn't really matter. And then Chain Lightning melee is being buffed to try to keep it in line with, you know, our ranged melees, because some of those are really good. Striker Titan's getting some buffs. So Thunderclap, it's getting a massive buff. Damage is increased. The minimum damage and maximum damage are being increased. The damage resistance in it is getting increased in PvE. So that's good. Knockout's getting completely reworked, kind of. It's being buffed in PvE and I think nerfed in... Yeah, it's being nerfed in PvP. So, hey, that's good. Knockout in PvP was really, really kind of broken. Not as good as Bubble. Bubble was still better. But it getting buffed in PvE, that's massive. That's really good. Touch of Thunder. They're bringing back the old Storm Grenade. The one that follows people for, like, really quickly and for way too long. So Storm Grenades are back on the menu for Touch of Thunder Titans. Also, Lightning Grenades are getting a nerf on Titan. But they are, this is crazy to me, they are buffing Storm Grenades on everyone. Touch of Thunder is unchanged on damage. 20% more damage on Storm Grenade, kind of insane. Big fan of that change. I love Storm Grenades. And then some fragment changes. These aren't too big. Spark of Recharge getting buffed, that's nice. That's really nice. It's actually usable. Spark of Beacon's working on heavies, while Amplified, that's big. Amplified is really easy to get, so you're going to be blinding enemies with beacons a lot. And Spark of Frequency might be used by someone now. Lightweight Knife, it won't work with Ophidius Bathe, but it's going to throw faster and it's going to have 2 charges naturally. And you can throw them back to back quickly. So, knock them down. That got buffed? Knock them down got buffed, which is nice. So it's going to make my build slightly better. But Marksman Golden Gun did get hit. And it was specifically targeting Star Eater scales. Being Star Eater scales. And refunding everyone's supers because everyone was headshotting bosses. And infinitely Star Eater spamming. So, you know. Here's my thing on it. I wish getting kills, precision kills with Marksman Golden Gun, maybe made a bigger orb or drop 2 orbs on precision kill. That would have been nice. Something. But, I mean, at the end of the day, this doesn't really change much. You might still be able to do the Star Eater thing with 6 hunters, so we'll have to see. Sunbreakers? Crazy enough, they got buffed. the probably second best subclass in the game for PvE, at least survivability wise, just got a buff. All of this though, like all the consecration stuff, is probably purely for prismatic. In all reality, breaking stasis crystals, prismatic, and then yeah, I mean, yeah, this stuff's useful for solar, like normal Sunbreaker gameplay. But this first one is so obviously for prismatic, and they talk about it too. They talk about it, but yeah, Hammer of Souls getting buffed. Not with Soul Invictus though. Soul Invictus is staying pretty much exactly the same. Swarm grenades are getting a buff. Thank God. They're really bad. Snare bomb does more damage. Thank God. It's not great. Trapper's Ambush is getting that too. Then Stylish Executioner is getting synergy with Glaives, which is sick. I love it when they buff Glaives. Do it more. They are bad. Glaives are not great. I would love some good Glaives. Judgment of Kelgrath's like the only good one, and it's not even that great in later on content. Like, we all thought they would be good for the sake of the shield. But, like, there's no point in running them. They don't do enough damage to really consider for DPS. And, like, with decent positioning, there's no reason to ever have a glaive because you don't need the shield. And if you want a shield for anything, it's probably better to just run Stronghold and block. So glaives really don't have a spot right now, and I would love for them to. Shield Throw on Void Titan got buffed. Offensive Bulwark got a buff, which was a little weird because I feel like it's one of the two aspects that you have to run, if we're being real. But yeah, this was to fix bad timer states, basically. So, it's not really a buff. It's more of a rework, but it's very solid. I'm happy about it. Chaos Accelerant got a buff for magnetic grenades, which is the only reason I would ever use it, because it actually changes something. Yeah, you push them back further, you deal more damage to them, and magnetic grenades have a faster cooldown. That's great. Let's talk about this change. Okay, actually, I got to read this whole thing because I read it earlier and it made me laugh. From the first minute of your experience using Prismatic, Pocket Singularity will be available to equip and use. Okay? A piece of feedback we've heard for a while now, 2 years, is that Pocket Singularity struggles in high-level PvE content. And we agree. Bungie, I got some news for you. It's not just high-end PvE content. In fact, you could, this whole section, high level, you could delete that. And you can also just delete that. Okay, actually, PvP has its uses, and it's actually pretty good. Not gonna lie, it's actually pretty good in PvP. But, like, in all PvE content, it's bad. It doesn't kill red bars in low-level PvE with a fucking melee. Are you kidding me? But yeah, they're increasing damage by 50%. So maybe it can kill a red bar in some, patrols, which would be nice. And maybe it can deal a quarter of a health bar in a GM. But still, why are you running Void Walker in GMs over Solar? Yeah, if well nerfs, maybe. But I would probably rather use Arc or Stasis, mainly Stasis. Yeah, Cataclysm is getting 2 extra Seekers. And they're fixing the issue where Seekers just go into walls. Oh, Bungie, that's good. That's a good one, Bungie. That's a good one. I hope it works. And, they're buffing the Vortex by 3 seconds. Do I think this is going to change Nova Bomb's placement in the meta? No. I think if you give it a 10 or 20% damage buff, it's still going to be bad compared to a lot of other supers that are one and done. But I think this is a good step. Now, if they added on to this, Seekers make enemies volatile, that'd be great. Or Vortexes either applied weaken or suppress. Weaken would be great. It doesn't take away the fantasy and the power of the Night Stalker's bow, because that does another 20% to weaken. But it would make Vortex more viable, especially in groups that don't have hunters. That would help it out a lot. And you don't have to use a grenade for it. You can throw a grenade, Vortex, and then you got like 10 more seconds of weaken. And, you know, if your build is very grenade heavy, maybe you could cycle between them pretty well. Apotheosis Veil would really slap that way. But, you know, that's just what it is. Again, like I said, Threat of Warding got halved for the duration. I'm surprised. I didn't think they would hit the duration of it, which it does make sense because it does get in the way of Into the Fray. But I was fully expecting a Woven Mail nerf. Like the percentage, because it's what, 65% damage reduction? I thought that shit was going to get halved, especially when I saw how low Frost Armor was. I was like, oh yeah, this buff that is stacking, so if you only have one stack, it's like negligible. The genuinely Speed Booster gives a higher damage resistance when sprinting than Frost Armor does at 2 stacks. So maybe even 3. Speed Booster is like 10 or 15% damage resistance. So like you need 3 or 4 stacks before you have a higher damage resistance than sprinting on arc. That's not the point. But I thought Woven Mail was going to get nerfed itself, like the damage reduction. I thought it was going to get halved to like 35. Still, you could take headshot damage because it's super easy to get and has a long timer. Frost Armor, I'm not saying is dead on arrival. I think it's a great addition to the toolkit, but without those harvest aspects, it's going to be bad. Like, you're not getting the health bump. You know, you're not getting... I think the shards still give you stack. It's weird. Yeah, I'm not super... I'm excited for Frost Armor. I think it's going to help. But Woven Mail's just better. And I don't think these nerfs to Strand are really going to take it away from where it is. Like Ensnaring Slam, it's still going to be good. You know? It's a cylinder instead of a sphere. So they're tightening it in. They're making the radius smaller, but it will go higher upwards. So like if someone's trying to fly above you to get out of the area of it, they can't. Which, that's a buff. And then Threaded Spike got its damage reduced in PvP. So it doesn't affect PvE, which is what I really care about. But it doesn't break invisibility now, which is a buff and is mainly for Prismatic. So Weaver's Call got a buff. So Strand Warlock, we up. And also Prismatic Warlock, we up. Okay, dealing strand damage can generate threadlings. Defeating targets with strand damage has a chance to make a perch threadling. That's good. And threadlings can do it. That would have been great this season, where we can make hordes of threadlings by just shooting things. But it is what it is. I'll take it. And they had to put Titan last because they knew it was going to be tough. And they wanted to rip the band-aid off about Tangles and Melee. Yeah. So grapple tangles are broken, and they have been all year. It's not a secret that Berserker Titans deal a lot of damage with melees, especially if they're using fucking tractor cannon. So it no longer fully refreshes your grapple. And the tangles no longer fully refresh. Wait, hold on. Did I read this wrong? Okay, so you still... Okay, I had to read that again. Okay, so it's not that the grapple doesn't instantly refresh. It's that the grapple tangles don't have their duration reset whenever they're grappled. It's increased by 5 seconds per grapple. And the more grapples you grapple onto, it reduces it. So after 5 grapples, each grapple only adds 1 second to it. So like people are still gonna spam grapple tangles for reloads. You know? And then they're making it so you can't shoot before grappling, which, yeah, that should have been addressed a long time ago. That was mainly a PvP problem. PvE was... Yeah. So... I mean, PvE, it does affect PvE a lot because 1-2 punch builds won't work, and they fucking say that right here. I mean, they'll still work, they'll still be good, but it's just not on grapple melee, which does more damage than a normal melee because it's grenade damage and melee damage rolled up into one. It does a lot. Yeah, into the fray. Honestly, I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting that to happen. I didn't think Into the Fray would be touched. I thought it would just be Banner of War. Which, it's getting nerfed, so it has diminishing returns with Synthoceps and Wormgod's Caress. That's fair. And they're reverting the increase to maximum timer. That was done, I think, in December. They made it last longer, but you had to get more kills for each stack. So it was like, okay, it lasts longer, though. So, yeah. Do I think Banner of War will be bad after this? No. Do I think Into the Fray will be bad after this? No. I think it's still going to be one of the best builds in the game. Because Woven Mail was untouched. That was the main thing with Into the Fray. Yeah, the increased melee regen was nice and really good. But 3 times regeneration is still good. Banner of War being reduced by 6 seconds doesn't affect it that much. Like, I can't think of how many situations I've been in where I've been in a combat encounter, in combat, and Banner of War dropped to 6 seconds or less. So I don't think this is a massive change. Like, I don't think it's going to really hurt Banner of War. What will, though, is this stuff right here. So yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is only affecting the Banner of War Synthoceps stack. So like, yeah, this will actually affect Banner of War. I don't think it'll be bad at all. I think it'll still be good, but it's definitely not as strong. But still really good. Okay. And then Frenzy Blade actually got buffed. So, like, this number makes it look like it got nerfed. But trust me, that's a buff because you're going to be whiffing less. You're going to do less melee whiffs in PvE, which is great. So yeah, Frenzy Blade got buffed. And then there were marginal nerfs to Banner of War and Into the Fray. That was this is the big nerf to Titans right here. You can't do Navigator, swap to Tractor Cannon, and just melee bosses to death and shoot them with 1-2 punch shotguns. That got stopped. This was the big nerf to Titans right here. The grapple and tangle. Grappling tangles and meleeing. That's the big nerf to Titans. Which is fair. I wouldn't say it's the hardest tech, because it isn't. But, you know, if you don't have Navigator, you can't really do it solo. And, yeah. It takes a little bit of practice. It's not the hardest thing in the world. But, like, it's a thing you could do. And it was way too good. Like, it was broken. If we're being honest, it was broken. So yeah, that is the article for this. The abilities. Does the abilities change article? I think it's like 9,000 words. But yeah, this is big. This is really big. So yeah, that happened. You know? Tomorrow will be the exotic armor changes. I won't be live for that. I might go over them, like, super summarized. We'll see about that, but yeah, these are massive changes. Stasis is getting buffed, but I still think Strand is going to be above it. Same with Solar. It might be above Arc. I think Stasis will beat Arc. I think Stasis Titan is still going to be bad. But, you know, Stasis Warlock and Stasis Hunter will see a lot more use in PvE. So, there's that. Solar Titan's still going to be great. Strand Titan will have high survivability, but it won't have the ridiculous bullshit it had with Navigator. So that's the main nerf to it. But yeah. Those are the final shape abilities tuning preview changes. Tomorrow we're getting exotics and the TWAB. So yeah. That'll probably be it for today's stream. It's a little bit shorter than normal, but you know, we got through that massive dev article, and I've done a lot of talking. But I got a big project to work on. So I'm going to work on that a little bit. I'm going to lay down, be a lazy slob a little bit maybe, who knows. But yeah, who knows. Yeah. Next week should have the entire history of the Light and Dark Saga coming out. Leaving a lot of details out because it's the less important stuff. So I don't feel bad about leaving that stuff out. But yeah. That'll be about it for this live stream. Thank you for stopping by. Next week we'll probably be playing some multiverses. So if you're interested in that, follow me on Twitch and check out my second YouTube channel. Yeah. Anyways, thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.